I'm late getting to this, but today I'm going to take this piece of live oak, at least I think it's live oak. It's pretty wormy, but it doesn't really matter. It's a little crotch piece. I'm going to try to turn this into a St. Patrick's Day themed gnome, or gonk if you will. We'll see how that goes. Got a little trick in mind or planned for it. I don't know how successful that's going to be, but only one way to find out. Let's get over to the lathe and see what we can do. Okay, this is in essence a spindle turning. Let me get my dust collector going. Got my face shield on. Let's boogie. And that's why we have a safety center, or a safety drive. I'm not worried about all that tear out at the time being, for the time being. Got a fresh edge. Let's go. Now we crank the speed up some. We may have a live one. We did have a live one. He's not live anymore. I'm not worried about the holes. I really am not. So now what I want to do is I want to try to shape his hat. I'm going to do this a little different. I'm going to make his hat, or attempt to make his hat a little cocked on his head. I want to define where the hat ends. So I'm going to come in here. Top of the flattest hat, the top of the flattest hat. Top of the hat is flat enough. I want to cut his band in. Stop right there. Get this honed edge on the fuse. But before I go any further, I want to sand this up. I got a really nice cut there, see? A skew does such a marvelous job. Before I start sanding this though, I had a little blowout here, but I'm not worried about that. It's not really a blowout. Those are bug holes. Saturate this with some shellac, mainly to stiffen up that bug residue before I sand it. Alright, I will give this a few minutes to dry, and we'll start sanding this with probably 180. Sand this up with some 180. 320. I don't think I need to take it any finer than that. It's nice and smooth, looks good. We'll see if my genius plan works or not. See how close I am to the brim of that hat. So I will take care of this another way. Still do it, but I can't go any deeper because I'm already a depth there. And if I go any deeper, then it'll be completely wrong. We'll do it like this. Put the bottom of the body down here. I wouldn't have to go through all this trouble if I made it two separate pieces, but where's the challenge in that? Okay, let's see what we can do. I don't know, 40 miles right there. Alright, let's sand him up. Again, I think I can start at 180. Okay, again, that's 320. I think that is good enough. Now, I'm going to put Mylan's sanding sealer on both parts of this. I'm not worried about the black where I burnt that, where I burned his hat band. I'm going to paint that black anyway. I will take this over to my belt sander and sand the top of the hat, but I really need to part that off some too. Stuff dries pretty quick, so I should be able to get right to it. So what I'm going to do is put this back in here. Now I don't have so much to sand off, and I'll cut this off with the bandsaw and sand it off too. Actually, I'm not going to cut it off with the bandsaw. I'm going to cut it off right here. Alrighty, I'm going to put that back in here for just a second because I got to drill the hole for the nose. I just have to figure out where I want it. Wait a minute, let me go sand the bottom of this up real quick. Okay, I've got everything sanded up. Got my hole marked for where I'm going to put his nose. Alright, let me get a piece for his nose and I'll come back. Okay, it's all turned. Here's his nose. I've got 2 coats of myelin sanding sealer on it. That's pretty much the only finish I'll put on it, unless I brush something else over it after. Now, time to dye the hat. I'm going to dye the body after I get my beard material cut, because I don't want to dye everything. It's not necessary. Without further ado, I'll try to do this so y'all can see me. The mouse is like penetrating the nose out of the body. You should sand it off, but it's penetrating. So, I can always learn it. Stuff you never brush. I like these little brushes because they're cheap and disposable. I'll put a link in the description. I'm not worried about getting that on the cut. It's okay to black. And after this dries, I'll give it another coat or 2 even. Actually, I think this may be green enough. You know, I said I was going to paint his hat band black. I don't think I am. I think I'm going to use another trick. When I get my beard material figured out where I'm going to put it, then I'll come back and I'll use another color green on the body. Because of the sanding sealer, it didn't want to take this green at all. So I sanded it up a little. Let's see if it makes a difference. I'm gonna let that I'm gonna let that sit and soak in a little bit before I wipe it off. That seems to be working relatively well, and I think that's going to be dark enough. And I'll be back when I'm ready to do the next step. All right, I had to dye some white fur red. It made it look a lot more scraggly, but I think I like that. Right now, I'm ready to glue the nose in. I've got a hole cut in the back for the nose. I'm just going to use a little thick Starbond premium Superglues. Click the link in the description below and you'll save 15% on your order. No code to enter, just click the link. Push that in, let that sit a few minutes. I've got my hot glue gun warming up, ready to go, and I'm just going to hot glue this on. I got to put his hat band and stuff on too. Before I put the band on, I need to put the finish on the hat. I'll put a couple of coats on the hat, and when I'm ready to do the final touches, I'll come back. Through my stash of decorations that I use for my snowmen, and I found this little shovel. So I'm going to, well, I already did, I glued it on, and this was some leftover craft stuff that my mother had, and I thought it was a perfect hat band. So let me cut a piece of this to length. After all, he is a gold digging gnome. I got a million of them. Before I put this on, I want to put these feathers on. So they're going to go over here. And this stuff is adhesive back, so I shouldn't have to do much to this. I'm trying to stay in frame too. I may be failing miserably. Alrighty. I I think what I'm going to do is add just a tiny little bit of hot glue right there, and he's done. Just like that. So here it is, one slightly off-center turned St. Patrick's Day gnome, all decorated up. He's got his little gold digging shovel. It didn't, you know, hindsight is always 2020. I wanted to try this because the off-center thing, I wanted his hat tilted. I like the hats tilted when I do my snowmen and things like that. But I thought, well, let's see if I can turn it out of one piece and still tilt the hat. Well, it's semi-tilted, as you can tell, but not as much as I had liked. But, you know, it is what it is. He's still cute. Next time I'll just do the hat separate like I do my snowmen. But I wanted to see if I could accomplish a tilted hat on a little gnome. And it almost worked, but it's okay. Not much, but he's cute. Happy St. Patrick's Day. This will be my last video for a few weeks. We're going on vacation in just a couple of days, and we're going to be gone about 2 weeks. So it'll be a bit before I can get back out to the shop, and I'll try to get a video up just as soon as I possibly can. Thanks for all your support. As always, I really appreciate it.